Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. George Healy Fitness here. Thanks for watching my last video, Intermittent Fasting Part 1. I thought I would kill two birds with one stone and combine Intermittent Fasting Part 2 and training in a deficit. For anyone who's weight training in a calorie deficit, this is just some advice, some tips that I use and that could help you as well. First of all, weight training in a calorie deficit is hard. You're telling your body not only to operate on fewer calories, but also to provide energy expenditure as well. Sadly, this is a fundamental principle of weight loss. Do more, eat less. However, where there's a will, there's a way. When I say do more, eat less, I don't mean train like a machine and eat 3 gourmet salads a day, because that's just ridiculous. What I really mean is train smart, eat properly. Weight training is a progressive activity, and it's important to nail the basics first before you start moving on to more advanced things. First step is to make sure that you can do low volume workouts. For some, this can be quite boring, but it's crucial that you kind of learn the ropes and you learn how to do workouts that might only be half an hour to 40 minutes long and then end up being an hour long, an hour and 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Over time, your muscles and bones will become more durable and they'll adapt to working out. And that means as the time passes, you can start to lift heavier weight, because not only will you have got stronger if you overload, but also your body will adapt to lifting weights and being under pressure. Another thing to think about is fatigue. So when you start going to the gym, if you start doing low intensity workouts, as time goes on, you can make the workouts harder. That might be by increasing load, increasing reps or sets. What you may find is that over the course of a couple of weeks, you might get quite fatigued. And this is because you're going through a normal week, plus you're working out 3 to 4 to 5 times a week. So you're asking your body to do more. Especially if you're in a calorie deficit, you may find that you get fatigued quite easily because you're eating less calories than someone else who could be consuming 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. You might only be consuming 2,000 or 2,200 calories a day. What are the downsides of burning out? Well, you may find that you get injured easier. If your body is physically tired from doing 3 or 4 gym sessions a week, then you may find if you put too much load on the bar, you may find you end up dropping it. And if you drop it on somewhere like your head, for example, this could cause serious injury. So the reason why you hear a lot of personal trainers say start off light is because to avoid injury. Simple injuries or simpler injuries can mean that you're out for 3 or 4 weeks of no training. If you get a head injury, you could be looking at months. So it's just so not worth lifting ridiculously heavy weights until you know you definitely can. After a while, you might start to feel quite depleted. You might be tired all the time, every day throughout the week. This might mean your motivation to work out is a lot less than what it used to be, and therefore you may not attend as many gym sessions, you may not feel like going, you may not have a good time when you're at the gym. Generally, this will worsen your experience of the gym setting and exercising in general. Also, when you're on restricted calories, for some people it can be quite easy to binge anyway, or the temptation to binge. If you're working ridiculously hard in the gym, you're going to be very low on energy because you're expending more energy in the gym. Therefore, the chances of binging could be quite high. Over time, this could slow down your progress. The next thing is making sure you can perform all the reps and sets in a workout with correct form. This is quite a big issue in the health and fitness world. In my opinion, if you can't do all of your exercises with the correct form, can't really do it all properly. That doesn't mean to say that if on a couple of sets you have quite poor form because you're tired, doesn't mean that the whole workout's ruined. It's just, it may be it's a new exercise, you're unfamiliar to it. It might be that that exercise just doesn't work with you very well. If you're of a certain body size or length, certain exercises for taller people, like squatting for example, is a bit harder. So, but generally speaking, you should aim to try and make sure that every rep and every set of the workout is done with correct form. If a car had 3 wheels, it wouldn't get very far. With 4 wheels, it can do whatever it wants. Do you see what I mean? The second step is to record everything that you do in the gym. I know this can be a pain, but if you keep a record of everything that you do, it's just the ability to be able to look back, not only from like an achievement standpoint and see, oh, 4 months ago I could only deadlift 50 kilograms and now I can deadlift 90 kilograms. It also means that you can see everything that you've done and it's easier to track your progress. If you are trying to progressively overload and last week you deadlifted 80 kilograms, this week you want to deadlift 82.5 kilograms, you know what you did last week because you've written it down. And if you do that for all of your exercises, for all muscle groups, you can basically just track your progress a little bit easier. And in my opinion, it makes you more accountable as well. And last but not least, nutrition. This can be the toughest part of being in a calorie deficit because there is a distinct lack of nutrition if you're on restrictive calories. You can't always eat as much as you want to do. My advice would be try to find a balance between foods that you really like and foods that are useful. I try to use a 70-30 ratio in this. So 70% of the foods I eat are nice, but if I ate them all day every day, I'd probably get sick of them. The last 30% is usually stuff that I really like. So for example, kind of sugary cereal. A lot of it will come from vegetables as well because I use them to fill out meals. Because they're so low in calories, I'll just cram a meal full of vegetables. I know it's boring, but you can season them and salt and pepper them and stuff like that. Other things might be snacks, like low calorie snacks, or fruit, for example, because I like fruit. Just little things that you can add to a meal long term might make you feel more full and more satisfied. Here's a little table that I made earlier, and it basically just shows an example of my typical day. So I go to the gym around 2 o'clock, and so I will try and reserve calories before I go. It will predominantly be protein and carbohydrates that I'll eat before I go to the gym because they give me the most energy and therefore I work out optimally. Being in a calorie deficit is hard, especially when you're attacking life at full speed. It can be even harder, but over time you will see the results. You will be able to look at an old picture of you a couple of months ago and think, wow, that was me then, this is me now. But that being said, it can still be difficult, and it's important to think about ways you can make it as easy as possible for yourself to get the results you want. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you again.